Greetings and happy salutations. I'm Sin Wicked, and this is the Year of Clamp recap for weeks 10 and 11, thank you Jimmy, covering episodes 9 through 26 of Clamp School Detectives. Starting with this week, we're going to see some changes in format for the videos, so let's get right into the recap. Episode 9 of Detectives introduces some new characters from the Kindergarten Division Student Council, Nagisa Azuya and Utica Okawa. So in episode 9, Suo and Nagisa meet for the first time as he protects her from mysterious attacks. The mystery? It's a weather satellite that's flying at supersonic speeds over bowl-shaped buildings that creates a wind cutter? Oh! Also, Suo and Nagisa fall in love. Yes, I know she's 5, but he's 10, and that makes it not creepy. Okay, I'm lying. It's hella creepy and wrong, but it's Clamp, and they love them some weird romances. Ugh. In episode 10, Nokuru and Suo compete in a baseball tournament with completion of all of Nokuru's paperwork on the line. It's Nokuru and a bunch of kindergarten girls versus Suo. Just Suo. And he still wins! Don't fuck with ninjas. Episodes 11 and 12 are a two-parter focusing on Akira and Utiko. Akira is in actuality the notorious gentleman thief, 20 Masks. He and Utiko have a history when 20 Masks crashed her birthday party and stole an ice sculpture wearing a sapphire necklace, and then had midnight tea with her. Meanwhile, in the present, 20 Masks has stolen a red and gold curtain, and the 20 Masks International Fan Club has flown in to see the scene of the crime? While they're visiting, someone claiming to be 20 Masks steals a solid gold airplane that somehow flies. Yes, I know that's not how physics work, but really? This series just gets everything wrong. So now, the school detectives have to figure out who this false 20 Masks is. And they have to do it quickly, as the fake has kidnapped Utiko and is holding her hostage to make Akira join forces with the fake. Akira realizes he is in love with Utiko, rescues her, and everything is back to normal. Except that a 9-year-old is dating a 5-year-old. Look, Clamp, I know you love romances across age gaps, but I don't think this was the series to put them into. It's just... Ew. Episode 13 is a filler episode with Nokuru sneaking off for a day of fun, and Suo, Akira, Utiko, and Nagisa going on a scavenger hunt to figure out where he's gone. Nokuru's clues are constructed to send both couples out on fun dates across the width and breadth of Clamp School, and it's really a kind of sweet episode. Except for the girls being 5 thing. That still isn't working in my head. Episode 14 sees the return of Casablanca, who kidnaps Nokuru, crashes the plane they were flying in, and gets rescued by Nokuru from an avalanche before he escapes with his usual flair. Episode 15 is another filler episode, but honestly, it's also easily my favorite episode in this series. The school detectives and their friends join forces with Miyuki-chan, the Eternal Clamp Easter egg, and the Clamp School Defenders, characters from another manga set at Clamp School, to put on a period drama piece set in China about rival restaurants. It's a well-written play, and it's cool to see the characters acting a little different. Episode 16 is your mandatory beach episode, with the detectives and girlfriends off to a tropical island for some sun and relaxation. While there, they help a couple of friends who are about to separate due to moving have a meaningful final encounter. Episode 17 sees the return of Miyuki-chan, who has lost her ferret at a school festival. The school detectives help find it. There's some cross-dressing, and we establish Miyuki-chan's curse, in a cute way. For those unaware, Miyuki is from Miyuki-chan in Wonderland, an erotic lesbian fantasy where Miyuki travels through Carol's Wonderland and is repeatedly molested by attractive women. What I'm calling Miyuki's curse is the fact that she's apparently irresistible to women. Even lady ferrets. Episode 18 has Suo getting hit by a car and getting amnesia, forgetting the past 3 months of events, which include his entire relationship with Nagisa. This episode infuriates me for one reason. The detectives decide not to tell anyone, including Nagisa, about Suo's amnesia and have him attempt to go to school as normal. This is stupid as fuck! I don't really want to go over this one for much longer. Suffice to say that by the end of the episode, Suo has his memory back, and the detectives recreated Suo's first encounter with Nagisa. Episode 19 has the principal trolling the school detectives again with a treasure hunt that takes them all around CLAMP schools to solve riddles. The moral of the story is, it's important to make time for the people you care about because memories are precious treasures. And now we're about to start what is simultaneously the coolest and most infuriating arc of CLAMP School Detectives. Coolest because it actually has a continuous plot. And most infuriating because it took us 19 episodes to get to this point. We finally have an antagonist and a reason for this series to exist, and it takes up the last 7 episodes of the series. Meet Idomu. He's a moron, but a genius moron. When I tell you his motivation, you're gonna want to hit your head on something. I know I did. But for right now, let's just say his motivation is a Wizardmon did it, and move on. In episode 20, Idomu maneuvers everyone except Nokuru to go to a theme park after closing, and takes them on a harrowing and life-threatening journey through a bunch of park rides, while Nokuru tries to defuse a bomb he thinks will blow up his friends. The bomb actually shoots fireworks. In episode 21, Idomu is using his Super Hacker skills to cause mischievous chaos all around CLAMP School, and the detectives start to consider him a serious problem. Episode 22 is an escalation of what started in episode 21. Nokuru is exhausting himself trying to catch the hacker, and has made a couple of small mistakes on his paperwork. This wouldn't ordinarily be a problem, except that Idomu is taking advantage of these small mistakes to change computer orders around and make Nokuru think he's making huge mistakes. The other school detectives turn on Nokuru, and he steps down as president. Or does he? Of course not. It was reverse trolling, and Akira and Suo work with Nokuru to trap the hacker. Idomu gets away, but now both sides are a lot warier of their opponent. In episode 24, Nokuru is back to work, and we learn some more about Idomu, including the fact that he is the heir to the second richest family in all of Japan, that he and Nokuru have a history, and that he almost never got to see his mom because Idomu's a bastard. No, literally. Idomu was born out of wedlock to someone who probably wasn't his father's wife. So while he gets all the perks of being the firstborn male heir, his mother gets the shaft. Not in the good way. Episodes 25 and 26 bring all of Idomu's attacks to a peak as he blacks out all of CLAMP School with a computer virus, traps Uriko and Nagisa on a subway that is careening out of control, and reveals his primary motivation. Before I let Idomu explain, please remove all sharp objects from your immediate vicinity. The stupidity of what is about to be said may cause you to want to end your life to stop the pain. All good? Okay!
Mother, I was so close to remembering your smile.
There. It's all right now.
Thank you, ma'am.
That's my mother. My mother. That's my mother's smile. I'd never seen her smile like that. It was a calm and peaceful smile. I was jealous. I was filled with envy. I forgot how to smile. I forgot how to cry. But I still remember that day that Nokuru took my mother's smile away from me. I stayed at the Hiba Arbor Vitae. It seemed like forever.
Yeah, you heard that right. Idomu is trying to destroy Nokuru because Nokuru stole his mother's smile. Nope, I can't beat my head against the wall anymore. Oh, but that's not even the worst of it. No, the worst is how it all ends. Everything is solved and Idomu redeemed by Nokoru giving Idomu a picture of the two of them with Idomu's mom, in which she's smiling. Power of love and friendship wins the day! Everybody's friends now! CLAMP School is restored and Idomu is allowed to leave with no criminal charges levied against him! Series over, and now it's time for a new segment I'm calling Fave 5. Thank you, Jimmy. Well, apparently Felicia Day is doing a segment called Fave 5 in her video log series, and I've just been sent a cease and desist letter from her lawyers. So, now it's time for a new segment I'm calling Fave 4, where I talk about my 4 favorite moments from the episodes that we've just watched. Number 4 is a bit of a surprise. It's the baseball game from episode 10. Honestly, I just really enjoyed how incredibly ridiculous this game was to watch, and the way it solidified the dynamic between Suo and Nokoru. That was enjoyable. Number 3 is from episode 17. It's the inclusion of Miyuki-chan! I'll be honest, I'm not crazy about Miyuki's actual series. Miyuki-chan in Wonderland is kind of rapey for my tastes. But I love a good Easter egg. And the fact that from this point on, Miyuki-chan appears in the background of almost every subsequent CLAMP series is a reference joke that just makes me giggle. Number 2 is from episode 19. It's the concept behind the treasure hunt. While I found some of the riddles stupid beyond words, I really liked the message that CLAMP was trying to put forward with this episode. Precious Memories is one of those themes that CLAMP comes back to again and again. And of all their recurring themes, it's definitely one of my favorites. And my number 1 favorite moment from CLAMP School Detectives is episode 15, Once Upon a Time in China. All of it. I wasn't kidding earlier when I said this was the best episode in the series as a whole. The play concept works really well, and this episode serves as an excellent combining of all the disparate elements that CLAMP School is made up of. With this episode, you can see the groundwork being laid for CLAMP's recurring reference joke and cameo themes, as well as their love of using plays as a framing device for conflicts within the series. I find the story told in this episode to be far more fascinating than the actual final plot for the series, and out of all CLAMP School Detectives, this is the only episode I can actually see myself rewatching. CLAMP School Detectives was a series with very few ups and far too many downs. The pacing issues, lack of plot, and the overly saccharine nature of the main characters leave me feeling cold towards this series. The series also illustrates that while CLAMP excel at many things, writing little boys is not one of them. The first 8 episodes were practically intolerable to watch, and it was only with the inclusion of Nagisa and Udako that the series started to feel like a CLAMP series. What CLAMP writes well are female protagonists and pubescent or post-pubescent male characters. CLAMP School Detectives clearly shows that they don't really understand how boys think before they hit a certain age, and this series suffers for having main characters that don't feel real in any sense of the word. Next week we'll be out of CLAMP School Detectives for good, and into a series I know you've all been waiting for. Till then, this is the year of CLAMP, where we're doing it all, 1 week at a time. See ya!